Hey, Boaz here with Next Pittsburgh, and we're here on the south side to check out Schell Games. You might not be familiar with that name, but they've made games for Disney and all kinds of science museums, and for Fred Rogers and PBS. And Sean, you've been here almost since the beginning, so thanks so much for showing us around.
I am Sean Catton. I am a principal designer here, and I've been here for about 19 years. We make games, right? So we want to have a whimsical hallway, but we also have secret rooms in various places throughout the building. You actually just passed by one, and I'm not even sure you noticed it. But,
Is it over? Oh my gosh, is this like mirror a room?
That is. There's a secret room in there. Maybe just introduce yourself and then push really hard on the octopus.
Okay, hi Octopus. We're here with Yinzer Backstage Pass. Will you let us through? Oh my gosh! Whoa! We're in like a secret meeting room.
See that? You were polite enough, so he let you in. That's how that works.
Wow. So what might happen in a room like this?
Well, so we have meeting rooms throughout, of course, and we'll have one-on-ones to with your manager. But of course, there's also a lot of brainstorming that goes on because creating games, creating entertainment, it's very much a collaborative process between all the different disciplines, and we'll talk more about that. But
So maybe you'd pop in here and George Lucas would be in here chatting with you about, a new Star Wars thing.
absolutely, exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
All right, let's continue here. The way we seat folks around the office is if you're going to be on a project for more than 4 months, and most of our projects are, I'd say 6 months to maybe 3 years at the longest, 3.5 years at the longest. We really want people to be able to collaborate and work together, and so we'll seat those people together. So all of our desks have wheels. They also all go up and down, which is very exciting and good for exercise. But yeah, so we'll physically move the desks so the teams can work together.
All right, we've got Charlie, VP of Product here, and I guess you've got one of your new games up on your screen here.
Two of them. There's I Expect You to Die 2 and I Expect You to Die Home Sweet Home, which came out pretty recently.
And are these ones that you've been working on personally?
Yeah, so I Expect You to Die 2 came out about last year, and I was the project director on that, which is kind of an escape room, spy-themed VR game. And I Expect You to Die Home Sweet Home came out really recently and was kind of an experimental thing we did with mixed reality, in which we turned your living room into an escape room. So you can see your surroundings, but we augment it with all sorts of strange stuff in your walls and in your floor that wants to kill you.
Over there, we've got the super secret mock-up area, which we're not allowed in. But
So that's like where you have projects in development that we're not supposed to know about yet.
yeah, and mainly large interactive projects, so installation-based projects.
Okay, so all the coolest stuff that we're never going to see is behind that door.
That's right, hence the caution tape. Yeah, so up there is a very open area. You'll see some people doing VR up there. And so we have a lot of virtual reality, different headsets and technology that's always available to folks to try out other games, of course, play our games. I don't know if you've ever seen a board game table.
Oh yeah, like for doing like D&D campaigns or something?
Exactly. So this rules out. And there's a board game that we developed right here at Schell Games during one of our jam weeks, which is another thing we do. Every year, we stop all our normal work and we do what are called jam weeks. And basically, folks can work on whatever they want during that week. And normally, it's a great time to learn a new skill, work with some folks maybe you haven't worked before. And the ideas that come out of that and the prototypes that come out of that can turn into products that we then release.
So Jesse, when you started Schell Games, it was just you, right?
Oh yeah, no, in the very beginning, it was just me. Schell Games was an envelope for my game design consulting service.
And so, like, isn't this weird, like, looking behind you here and seeing dozens of people that working on, like, so many different games?
Well, it happened very gradually. Like, it started with just me, and then some of my design consulting was going well, so some of my clients said, hey, if you could pull a team together, we could give you some development projects. And I knew some people I really wanted to work with, so we tried it out, and that worked well. And then more projects came along, and we realized we could grow the team. So gradual, like anything, it sort of snowballed up. But there are days that I kind of come in and look around and I'm like, how did all this happen?
And technology-wise, it seems crazy. It's not like you started a chair company and you're like, okay, you're making chairs, you're still making chairs. It feels like the stuff you're doing today, like you probably couldn't even imagine 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah, no, without a doubt. As a company, we've tried to stay very flexible so that we, as new technologies arise, that we can really take advantage of them.
Because things are changing so quickly, like, technologically, like, can you blow my mind with what's going to be happening in, like, the next decade?
Oh, yeah, the next decade we're going to see a lot of really fascinating things. One thing that's going to really surprise people is the extent to which mixed reality, augmented reality headsets are going to become a normal thing that people do. To be able to connect the room of your house with the room of someone else's house at a distance by putting on this headset, and suddenly the two rooms are blended, and you're virtually sitting at my dining room table and I'm virtually sitting at yours at the same time, so that we can kind of have these interactions. And then you combine that with the things that are happening with AI. We are very soon going to have AI characters that can talk very much like human beings, and having verbal conversations with imaginary characters who appear to be in your own house within the next 10 years is going to be absolutely normal.
Let's head up here and see what's going on. Now, to be fair, I haven't been up here in months. I'm actually not sure what we're going to find, but we'll see.
3 missing employees.
It's entirely possible. Okay, well, this isn't that exciting, but this is an example of how we are able to basically use the space available to us. So you'll notice way up there, there's a scaffolding, and what that was used for was actually hanging projectors that were used to prototype and demo one of our interactive theme park experiences. And so we would come up here to sit in the mock-up ride vehicle and view the experience in 3D. And we had a big screen there, but now it's in transition. So
Not a lot of areas in flux here.
A lot of history here, you know. But yeah, it's just another example of how we have to like build giant things to test some of the experiences we make.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get one of these bouncy balls. Gosh, that's a good bounce. Yeah, these are like high quality bouncy balls. Oh, Annie gets one too.
So yeah, here are some of the key players in Among Us VR, which we just released this past week. We've got Jen and Mihao. Tell us a little about Among Us VR and yourselves.
Oh my gosh. So I'm Jennifer Rabbit. I'm a senior production manager here. I have been lead producer on this since day one. So we've been 15 months in development. I think I counted up to 52 people that have helped out on this project in some way, shape, or form. So it's been very exciting.
Like, what are the challenges in bringing this game that only existed sort of in this flat way to this VR experience?
I think one of our biggest challenges was to preserve what Among Us was in a 2D world while bringing it into this whole new dimension, you know, literally.
Over here, you'll see that we've got a big screen TV here and a bunch of different game consoles. We also have a library of even older consoles that if people need to play a game for research, like, oh, there was this game on the N64 that was really great, like, you should play it. Like,
oh my gosh, I forgot Dreamcast existed. Whoa. Okay, Rob, I hear you're working on some exciting things here.
Yes, we just wrapped up our project called Knight Rider, and it's VR in a car. You put on a VR headset, you get in the back of a car, you are piloting this robot through the world. So my job is to defeat the drones and collect resources to bring back to my base so that I can make my robot even more powerful. You could drive anywhere where there's roads, and the game would generate the game world that you're playing in would be generated for you. As I understand it, I think that someone might be able to play this in America next year, in 2023.
Well, something else to look forward to. Gosh, thanks so much, Rob.
Yeah, thank you.
so when we first built out this building, there was a lot of pipes. And one of the producers who is also an architect in a former life, we have all sorts of walks of life that end up in game development. But he found a website where you can print out custom labels for pipes. And so you'll see one of them here. This is the Scotch pipe. And it was funny, we have an ectoplasm pipe. We have the internet's pipe. We have a lot of these pipes. And the only requirement is that it's so nonsensical that actual real first responders wouldn't think it was something. So, for instance, we had one that said oxygen, but that's a real thing that can be in real buildings that has real consequences for firefighting. So we had to take that one down. But things like Scotch, ectoplasm, those are allowed to stay from the fire department. So if you ever need to play a board game for reference, this is the closet you want to go to.
Oh, this one right here. Gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of board games.
Arguably, they could be more well organized. That's just half the board games.
Oh my gosh, there's another closet of board games? Whoa. Wow. There
Yeah,
are.
Oh, sorry. No, there are. We do have a spreadsheet with all of them, but it needs to be reorganized.
Okay, and I've heard something happens if I. Oh my gosh, another secret room!
Come in, come in. Now this is another one of the rooms that a lot of people will choose to have their one-on-ones with their managers in because it's just, it's a nice place.
This looks like an ancient arcade game.
Yeah, no, this is definitely getting up in the age, but I think it still works. Let's see it. Try.
Oh my gosh, it shoots out like tiny marbles. Okay, you haven't got. Oh, you got it! John, thank you so much for this awesome tour and taking the time to show us around. This was super fun.
My pleasure. Happy to have you guys here.